So I think it's as artists, that's always a balancing act of like us trying to
Yeah.
figure out what do people want, what do I want, and but I think like at the end of the day, when it comes back to this song, I'd like to think that we all had these creative moments where like this is something that makes us a little maybe uncomfortable or maybe different for what we're doing, but at the end of the day, is still very much Armaan, Kashmir, Eric, and it kind of has a synergistic effect, which I think is really cool, and I'm excited for people to hear.
Hi, my name is Riddhi Chakraborty, and I'm a senior writer and producer at Rolling Stone India. I just had a super enlightening conversation with Armaan Malik, Eric Nam, and Kashmir. We talked about their brand new collaborative single, Echo, cultural identity, and why a collaboration like this is needed in the world today. Okay, awesome. So, where are each of you guys, and how has your week been?
Well, I'm in Mumbai,
Mhm.
and my week's been awesome. Um, I'm looking forward to next week because it's going to be even awesome with
Yeah.
Echo dropping. Yeah.
Eric?
Now I feel like my week
Oh,
sucks.
Niles. This is going to be a bit chaotic.
No, you go, Eric. I think we'll do alphabetical. That
Yeah,
work?
good idea.
So you.
Alrighty, I'm in Los Angeles. This week has been a lot. It's flown by. I feel like I go through weeks and I'm like, how is it Friday? But also, thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here, and it's been a good week.
Nice. I'm also in Los Angeles, and I know exactly what Eric means. Like the days just blend in. It's really bizarre. So yeah, but other than that, it's been good. Yeah, it's been good. Every day's good, but they just all blend in, you know.
Yeah. Oh, relate. I like
Yeah.
for me, it's like been forever of just living with too many people in the house. So I'm like in this room that is kind of like a storage closet, so I can get some, peace and quiet. So that's been a challenge.
Yeah,
A lot of
I was
little
thinking,
brothers.
well, Dawn doesn't pay these people enough, man. She's in like the closet.
Congratulations on Echo. It is so cool to see this finally happen because I think like we connected
You
on
made this
email.
happen, by the way. In a way.
In a way, just glad to do my part to connect some of my favorite artists, and but I remember we were on that email and then your teams took over. So tell me what happened after that.
I remember you asking me what's happening, when's it coming out, what's like the release date, and well, all our teams have been waiting for Echo to drop. It's been, I think that the lyrics suit so much to the situation. It's been so much a back and forth with this song. We wanted to release this in 2020, but then it didn't work out. And then I think all our teams reconnected in 2021, like 2 months back. And we had the song ready. I mean, it was just about like putting it together and doing a video. The only challenge was obviously Eric and Niles were in LA and I was in India, and we entered into a lockdown. So I was the first one to shoot my bit of the music video because I knew like after my shoot, India is not going to allow anything, any shoots to happen because it's going to be a complete lockdown. So I was really lucky to get my shots in. And I think this past Sunday, Niles and Eric kind of filmed their parts, and it's come together in such a short period of time, but it looks awesome. And there's some amazing things planned for the release. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Eric.
Yeah. How did this happen? Well, I mean, like, I think we've spoken in the past about
Yes.
how much I love like Indian culture and music and all those types of things. And I even asked like, could you send me a list of like really cool artists? And so she would send me all these videos, and I would like just dive in. But um, yeah, this song, I think it's been itching to get out. It's one that we've worked on for quite some time, and you know, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record as I say this, but it's like I think it's just a good vibe and people are really going to enjoy this song. Like the lyrics, I think, kind of match the situation that everybody's in right now. But I think it's on top of this really fun and exciting production that makes you want to just dance and vibe. And it's something that will have people wanting to move. And so um, that coupled with the fact that this is kind of a collaboration that's first of its kind in so many different ways, with different cultures clashing or like kind of coming together, and just so many different influences. I think it's something that is really exciting. Our fans are gonna love it, and then hopefully the world loves it. So I'm really excited for this to kind of get out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Niles, how did you get involved? Because I knew that Eric and Armaan would definitely work on something. Everybody knows their friends on Twitter and everything. Everyone's been talking about it. So when did you get involved in the project?
So for me, it traces back to Ayushman. And so for readers or viewers who are not going to know who that is, he is like the puppeteer behind the scenes of the music, yeah, making the connections. We're all just his dancing puppets. In all seriousness, Ayushman is just an amazing manager. And he's who represents me when I'm in India, represents Armaan. And he will just fight to the death for his artists, and he can make magic happen. I mean, I remember he asked me what my grandpa's favorite singer was, and he had mentioned Sonu Nigam, and I kid you not, Ayushman sets up a meeting with my grandpa and Sonu, and my grandpa didn't even know that who he was going to meet, and I mean, he almost had a heart attack. I mean, it was, yeah. So he's a magician, really, Ayush, and his latest magic was to set me up with Armaan and say he thought we should make a song together. And I understood immediately. Hearing his voice, I immediately understood his talent. I wanted to find the right song for it. And so we started on Echo and at my house here in LA when he was visiting. And he added his magic to it. And then for the second verse, Eric was brought to me, and Eric also for me was so clear, like his talent and his swagger, honestly, his confidence that I knew he could bring to it, which is important because you don't want things to be too soft. It's already a song about romance and relationships, but it needs another dimension. It needs to have some bite to it. And I think that Eric does such a great job with that. And Armaan does a great job with that. And honestly, I feel like we beat around a little bit. The reason this song took so long to come out is I was a little bit unsure of how to put it out because it was a departure from my sound. And,
Right.
I was kind of asking the guys, hey, maybe your name should be first on it, blah, blah. I'm not sure if it's a Kashmir song, like, and it's such a silly thing to get held up on, but that is really what got that song held up so long. So it's mostly my fault. I think I should take the blame for it. Like we could have put it out back then, but in dance music, which is as loyal as the dance music scene is, they get, they can feel betrayed if you suddenly do something that's a bit more poppy. So it's a sensitive dance that you have to do. But at the end of the day, it's a song I love very much. And when I make music, I don't think about that. But it's only later when you have to put it out that you start thinking, oh, is this the right one? But making the song is where you're the most pure and you're just following your heart. And I absolutely loved making the song. I just wanted to find the right way to give it to the people. But yeah, it's just when pop music is done right, there's nothing better. It's catchy. You bob your head to it. It's stuck in your head all day. And for me, that's what this song is. Thanks to these guys, really.
It was definitely stuck in my head for days because Ayushman sent it to me to listen to. And number one, I cried because, I mean, these are three of my favorite artists doing something spectacular. And the song is beautiful. And I can't wait to see how like the world's going to react. I think like everywhere it's just going to be like chaos in the best way possible. But tell me, like, how did you guys know that, like each of you were the right artists, like the right collaborators to do this particular project with?
Actually, it just this song, like Niles, like he said, it started at his house. We were just jamming on the song, and I think it was Niles who kind of pushed me and said, why don't you just lay down your vocals? I was like, okay, I'll take the instrumental. I'll do it at my place and my own vibe and stuff. And actually, he was like, why don't you just like sing off like one verse and chorus? And I just sang it, and it just felt like you just know it when you hear something and you just feel like, yeah, I think this was made for me, and that's what I felt with the song. In the second verse, well, honestly, I'm a huge fan of Eric's voice, and when he kind of came into the picture and we got his verse on, um, this is my first collaboration, so I'm like I was like super nervous, because everything, when you do stuff solo, you're on everything, like it's all under your control, like you want to know, okay, this is how it's going to pan out and this is what's happening. And to be honest, I was a little nervous, like before Eric's verse came in, and when his verse came in, I was like, whoa, I feel like if like my verse was here, he took it here. So I think that's what's beautiful about working with such talented artists who add dimensions to the song. And when the song was kind of like being conceptualized at Niall's studio, we never thought that the three of us would come together. I don't know if other people believe in this, but I believe in fate, and I think like this was fated. I think this collaboration was really fated, and it's meant to happen. And I'm so glad that we all came together on this.
I remember hearing the song. So like I guess in the process, like Niles and Armaan had worked on it, and Armaan and I had always been talking about, let's try to put something together. And I got the song and I was like, I really like this. Like there are songs, like I get pitched songs all the time. And it's very rare for me to be like, I really like this song and I really want to like cut this immediately. But I think this was one of those songs where I was like, I want to do this. Like, yes, I should have done this yesterday. If you had sent this to me, I don't know, I would have just cut it. And so I think I think we just jumped to the studio and I tried to put together words that I felt would a verse that could kind of extend what Niles and Armaan had started with. I think that's like the hardest thing about collaborations, though. It's like it's always kind of tiptoeing around each other, like making sure everybody's comfortable and happy, which is that's just the nature of a collaboration. But when you get that right, that there's something that's so cool and synergistic about getting that right, because you are putting in, I think, the best parts of what you have, and like just stripping down like all the riffraff that you might do in a solo song. You pull it out because you have to let the other people shine as well.
Yeah.
And when you're able to do that, you literally take the best pieces of every artist and you kind of cram it into one. And I think that's what this song has kind of done. And that's why Echo is such a cool song. But yeah, like I've just been, obviously a fan of these two guys, and being able to do something, all three of us together has been really cool. It's been a lot of fun, and thanks guys for having me on this. That's all I got to say. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of this. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you raised the roof on it, man. For real. You really raised it.
Thank you. The roof was really high. So I think I maybe took it just like the littlest hair.
Yeah.
I think the world's never seen anything quite like this before. I have no idea. Like, are you guys? Because I know Niles, you were talking about like, how the EDM fandom, like, how will they take it? So, are you guys all sort of, nervous about how each of your fandoms are going to react?
Yeah, maybe we're all a little nervous about that, but that's the truth. Is that like, I think the complicated thing about being an artist is that, of course, you're always following your heart and you're always trying to like stay true to yourself, but you have to do it with some tact. And if you do one song, or let's say 10 songs that are in this sphere, and you decide to wake up tomorrow and be somebody completely different or do a completely different style, you can make a great argument for that, right? Like you're just an artist following your heart, but you have to be prepared for the sort of perceived betrayal that your fans are going to feel, because they think, oh, you're just happy, you're trying to do something you're not. And that's and that's kind of understandable. Like if your favorite artist, like one of my favorite artists is Brandon Flowers from The Killers, right? Or Paul McCartney, right? So if he decides to like rap because rap is popular right now, I'd be like, dude, no, like all these posters on my wall I have of you. What are you doing? So you have to sort of guide people there because it's not as easy as just saying, hey, I'll do whatever I want all the time. Although that's a part of it, it's complicated. Honestly, being an artist is complicated, and you can't discredit why your fans are loyal to you and just say, hey, screw you guys, I'll do whatever I want. You have to guide them there. That's important too. Songs like these are what keeps me excited because the music that I'm known for, I've done it a million times. I heard this and I was like, oh my God. And the relationships that, I've been in and struggled with. And I just felt this song. And when you feel it, you go, okay, I know it might be complicated, but I'll find the path there to releasing the song and to getting my to fans on board with it, because you believe in the song so much. And if anyone who makes music loves a lot of weirdly different types of music, I'm sure you guys could tell you, you try to fit it all in where you can.
Niles was right about guiding your fans to like a certain kind of space that you want to get into. Like a lot of my fans really, like even I get messages even today, like, we really miss your romantic ballad songs and stuff like that. When I've started doing stuff like Control Next to Me, which is like pop. And
Right.
the whole of last year, 2020, has been a process of trying to tell my fans that this is a part of me that I would really love for you to accept and embrace, because this is who I would really want to be. And what I was up until now definitely is a part of me. But as an artist, you have different layers to you, and I just wanted to kind of like let my fans and introduce my fans to this side of mine that I always knew I had, but they didn't know that I was kind of having that inside of me. And the whole of last year has been a process of introducing them to this whole new sound, whole new Armaan that they never knew about. And I think we've reached a point now that they really are excited to know what I'm doing next when it comes to like my pop stuff and my English stuff. And as much as they are excited for my Hindi, romantic stuff that they've always been fans of. But it is hard, just converting those fans. There have been some fans who kind of lost interest in my new stuff because they're like, wait, this is not the Armaan we kind of followed, or this is not why I became an Armaan Malik fan. But slowly, I think I've been able to kind of convert these fans into listening to pop music and being comfortable with the kind of artist that I really want to be, and I really am deep inside. And Echo is not a departure from the kind of songs that I want to put out anyway. So I think my fans, when they hear this, they will definitely be excited. I'm really keen to know how like Niles' fans and Eric's fans react to the song, because for me as an artist, those are new fans, new new places that my song will travel, my voice will travel to. So I think that's really unique about this collaboration. Really like keen to know what they think about us coming together on a song.
I think everybody kind of said it well, but I guess like my approach is a little bit different in terms of like, I think everybody's approach is definitely valid because I think there's no one right answer, and I think everybody's fans are a little bit different, and the sound and the communities are very different. I think for me, I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but I feel like I tend to just do music whenever and however I just feel like it. And it's almost to the point where like, if you like it, great. If you don't, that's cool. Go listen to something else. And that's kind of just the mentality that I've picked up over the few years. Because I think like early on in my career, I was always trying to please somebody through my music. But I quickly realized for myself, because like I felt so out of place all the time. For me, I realized like I shouldn't, and I can't make music for other people. Like, yes, like I can say like I make music for fans, but I think at the end of the day, I just make whatever feels good for me. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, that's fine. Go listen to something else and come back. Because I think there's so many different sides to me as a person and me as an artist that I don't want to compromise how I'm feeling just because of, I guess, the fear of how fans react. And I definitely hear Armaan and Niles because I've seen a lot of those messages too. They're like, why can't you just do ballads? Why won't you just do this like heart-wrenching, gut-breaking ballad? Or we really like this funk pop thing that you did. And I was like, I'm just not in that phase right now. And maybe one day I'll go back to it. But I think it was like I forgot who said it. It was like an artist like a long time ago. And it was like a criticism of like, why are you doing this music when it's not what we know you for? And I think they said something along the lines like, I as a person am constantly evolving, and so should my music. And I think it was when I saw that, and I was like, oh, now I'm just gonna justify me doing the wildest things in the world. Not that I have yet, but oh yeah, I'm evolving. I'm like, you know, and so that's kind of, I think for me, it's like been an empowering thing of just being like, ah, if I like it, I'm just gonna do it. So even like, you know, beyond Echo, like I think forward to my forward coming projects, they're all very different. And it does make me nervous because I really don't know how people are going to react. As I'm writing this, I wrote a song yesterday. I was like, people might hate this, but I think it's cool. So I think it's as artists, that's always a balancing act of like us trying to figure out what do people want, what do I want, but I think like at the end of the day, when it comes back to this song, I'd like to think that we all had these creative moments where like this is something that makes us a little maybe uncomfortable or maybe different for what we're doing, but at the end of the day is still very much Armaan, Kashmir, Eric, and it kind of has a synergistic effect, which I think is really cool, and I'm excited for people to hear.
I have a quote for you from Jay-Z. From Jay-Z.
Nice.
He said, "You want my old shit? Buy my old album."
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I love that.
There you go. There you go.
Just buy the old albums.
You could take people in a direction that's going to offend some, but you better do it right. You better do it well. And if you do it good, you can bring them there. And if you half step it and you try to go left and you don't quite nail it, don't be surprised when you don't get any new fans over there and the fans you had before are confused and aren't as supportive. So if you're gonna go in a new direction, I think you just really got to make sure that you kill it, and then you can get away with it. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you. I get the thumbs up.
The claps and thumbs up.
Yeah. No, but well said. I feel like India is gonna be supremely thrilled about this because like even when I was younger, I think a lot of us were, while watching TV or while listening to the radio or while looking at the charts, we always wanted to see ourselves represented, like Asian or Indian, and it's pretty amazing that now we have 3 artists who are doing that, who are making this sort of impact on the world and representing us. So like, what does it mean to you guys to be that artist, to like be that voice for us?
Being an Indian artist, because we've not seen a lot of representation on a global stage, I kind of feel this kind of responsibility on myself to kind of like pave a way for other musicians to follow in my footsteps, because this is not something that's happened before. This is something that's so new for India, for Indian musicians. It's beautiful how like artists from different countries are so deep rooted in their cultures, but yet come together and do something which is, even though it's different, it's still like very much them. And for me as an Indian artist, I'm trying to break boundaries that, other artists haven't been able to do. And I really, really want Indians to be, represented on a global stage. And I've in the past had that conversation with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the music, definitely it's something that I really, really want to put out because this has been inside of me for a very long time. But it's also about, it's about time that we see Indians up there in like a global scenario, because I think we've just gotten very typecasted as a Bollywood music nation, and we have so much more to offer than just Bollywood. As artists, we have so much more depth to us rather than just singing for films and just being playback singers. I think we have a lot of artists here and singer-songwriters here who just need that kind of right direction and the right platform. And I'm glad that, I'm lucky that I've gotten that kind of environment to grow in and kind of bring forth this whole direction for other Indian artists.
Man, it's an honor to be doing what we do. And I honestly mean that. Like, it's so blessed to be able to do what we do, because not only do we get to create music and content and incredible, beautiful things, but it's something that we really love, and it's something we can call like our job, So that's one thing. Having said that, I really wish that there were more of us. I wish we had more peers. I wish we had a bigger network of people really just killing it and representing us all across the board, not just music, but just TV, film, politics, everything. Because, I think growing up, we've always wanted to see more people like us on the big screen in culturally relevant places, but traditionally those spaces just haven't been as open to us. I think they're finally starting to open slowly, and it comes at a time where I think racial tensions, societal tensions are at an all-time high, and so we need more people out there to advocate and to speak and to be representatives of cultures and communities that have been traditionally underrepresented. So I think that's like it's a very incredible time for us to be doing what we do today. I think the one thing that I think is really encouraging, that I hope that my career, our careers can do, is to inspire younger people to create from an earlier age. I think oftentimes back to when I was a kid, like, I never saw an Asian face on TV singing music. I never saw anybody at the Grammys or at the Billboard Music Awards or anything. Like, it's only the past few years, even with K-pop or anything, where it's like we see these people at these big, globally relevant music programs. And we're finally in 2021 to be seeing that, 2020, around that time. So I think if I'm a 10-year-old kid watching TV or YouTube and I see, oh, dang, these people can kill it on a global scale, I can do that. I can now dream and see myself on that stage, and I can imagine myself doing that. So I'm going to pursue that thing as a potential career. I don't think for myself, I never had that luxury. It was always like, you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, you're going to do finance. And that was literally it, because that was anybody Asian around me. That was all we were doing. And so being able to hopefully inspire and allow people to dream of what they can be and what they can become, I think that is something that comes with a lot of responsibility, but also a lot of excitement, because we are literally creating history as we live it. And that's what's really cool about this time and age of being in music and doing what we do.
Well said. Niles.
Yeah. I think Eric touched on a really great point. I always like to frame things not like, why aren't they letting us do this, or why aren't they putting more Indian or Asian people on the big screen? I kind of think like, what internally needs to change? Because I think you can get sort of to the source, and the house that I grew up in was like really hard on formal education, really driving. And, when I didn't want to go to college, when I wanted to pursue music, they sent me to India with like no return ticket, right? So my grandpa was going to like basically beat it into my head that music should be a hobby. And it was only later in my life where I brought him on stage at Sunburn, and he really understood that music could be a successful pursuit.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and I think you see a lot more in American culture and European culture to be more relaxed and to make time for creative pursuits like music. And I think with that is just going to come more artists. I mean, Brazil, everybody has a soccer at their foot from the day they're 4 years old. And guess what? The best soccer players come from Brazil. It's not a coincidence. So the more that it's looked at and accepted and encouraged, then you'll see the artists emerge from it. And I really like that Eric took that perspective, because sometimes these things can almost sound like, hey, why aren't they giving us more cookies? Why aren't they giving us more Grammys? Why aren't they? But it's all there for the taking. It's just that we've been going for Google. We've been going for the doctor positions, and as great as that is, it left someone like me feeling like a square trying to fit in a circle. When I was growing up.
What do you hope that people sort of take away from Echo when they listen to it? Like, not just the song's message, but also the fact that you three, like how different you are, and you've come from such diverse, amazing backgrounds, and you have such amazing different stories, but you were able to come together for this. So what do you hope that not just your fans, but just even the casual listener takes away from this collaboration?
I think just the fact that three people in three different continents can come together and do something like this is in itself such a special thing. And I just want to see more and more musicians see this as an inspiration to do more collaborations of this nature, more collaborations where really cool Asian artists come together and put out something that's something that can be heard and accepted globally. So I think it's really cool that what we have here. Echo is a beautiful record, and just like Niles and Eric have mentioned before, it's not just a song about like relationships and heartbreak or whatever. It has a really cool beat. It's something that you can really dance to. So I think it's gonna touch a lot of people in a lot of different ways. For some people, it's gonna mean that, wow, I really feel like Asians are really going for it and going to a global stage. For some people, it's going to be like, my favorite artists have come together and done something really cool. For some people, it's going to be like, wait, I never thought that India, Bollywood, and K-pop and EDM would be in this one little package called Echo. So I think it's going to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different fans and people. And I'm really excited because I think we're in for an explosion. It's going to just go crazy. Yeah.
Echoing what Armaan says,
Nice.
I think all of that, but also I think like this song to me, like even though just on the surface level it can be about a relationship or the difficulties of a relationship, I think it's a feel good song to me. Like I'm much more of like a vibes person. Like I listen to melodies and I listen to the production more than I really focus on just the lyrics. And so end of the day, like it just feels right. And it comes at a time where it feels like there's bad news like every day. Like every day we're bombarded with something that is just really, really negative or sad or depressing. And it's just kind of the reality of the world that we live in today. And I think we're living in a world, in a society where things become increasingly polarized. It's never like oh, let's talk this through. It's just like, you're right, I'm wrong, you're horrible, I'm amazing. Like it's just people on the opposite sides of an echo chamber just screaming at each other. And so this song to me is kind of like amidst all this craziness, like people coming together for a really cool project and putting something out that's just really sonically beautiful. And I hope that it inspires just some sort of optimism. Like I think it's, just people in their respective fields who are doing incredible things coming together for like a common song and a common goal and a vision. I think that is inspiring in and of itself, and that it kind of brings a little bit of joy and happiness and optimism to people's day when things can seem so wild. And so that's kind of, beyond just like the lyrical content and stuff, that's kind of what I hope this song can accomplish. And so yeah, I hope everybody enjoys it and checks it out and they feel just as good as we did, if not more, better than when we were making it.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it's a powerful song to me. And I really didn't think about it until this interview, but when you listen to the chorus, tell me what we're fighting for. Is it really worth the battle? We've been going back and forth like an echo. Can be taken and applied to non-relationship romantic relationships. I mean, you can really apply that to just the world right now, and how polarized things have been. So, I think there's just a lot of meaning in this song. And when you hear it, you really are hearing, I guess, three nations in some ways, but you're also hearing just three lovers of music who are much closer than any plane tickets will ever make you. If you love music, I think you're already brethren, right? So yeah, that's it. And I don't know, मुझे इंडिया की बहुत याद आती है.
हमें भी आपकी बहुत याद आती है, for sure. We miss like just the concerts. I mean, like, Niles would come over for Sunburn quite often and for a lot of our festivals. I can't believe I have not seen you in this many years. It is the weirdest thing. And Armaan, I can't believe we've not met in person, even though we've been talking for such a long time. Same with Eric.
No.
But I just hope we all can meet. We all can meet one day at a concert where we're performing Echo. I think.
Oh my God, yes! I'll probably die.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be fun. Worth it. I wanted to thank you guys for doing this, because this was definitely a dream come true for me to see happen. Artists that I adore so much. I know, like, Kashmir was a bit of a surprise on it in the best way possible. And I just really want to say thank you, because I feel this will mean a lot.
Thank you for making this collaboration happen between us. I think it's beautiful how some people get involved in a project and it goes in such a different direction. It's beautiful. Thank you, Riddhi, for introducing us.
No, it was all you guys. I mean, like, it's just like that one introduction, but the fact that you guys took it like to this beautiful product, I think is what is.
I think Ayushman and Eddie and Kashmir's team really require a big hand for pulling this off.
Honestly,
they've been like persistent on this for like the last few months, and it's just come to life because of all of their efforts. So I think our teams really are the heroes on this song.
Yeah, the best. Absolutely the best. Yeah. But thank you for joining me on this. I can't believe that this is actually happening. I can't wait to see how the planet's going to react. It'll be all over. I'm so excited.
Yeah, wait till you see the video, man.
Oh my God.
Armaan and Eric, they're looking good, looking hot.
I'm like itching to see it now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and get some rest, hopefully.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.